That's crazy. But you know what? I'm grateful to have the life I live. I know I sound like I'm complaining. I do think our country is crazy as shit. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
it
like
is. I mean, we have a lot of like freedom, and there's a lot of good things about living here.
right.
You know,
But
yeah, that butt is a huge butt.
yeah, big
America
ass.
got a huge butt.
Welcome back to another episode of Mindset Talks Podcast with your favorite girls.
Hey, mindset fam.
Hey, hey, look at me already adjusting my daggone headphones.
I know.
Y'all, we still need to get that clip going on how to wear your headphones with your hair because we still don't have it down.
We sure don't. It just weighs down your hair in a way that just like
Yeah,
it doesn't work. I don't
you
know.
know, I don't like it, but whatever. We cute. That's fine.
Well, I would hope so because it is well, it's not that early anymore, but to me it feels super early and I'm just like tired as fuck and I have
Yes.
no makeup on and I'm just like, ugh.
It's all good. All natural is the way to be. But no, we're still recording earlier than we typically do, so we can call it early.
That is true. But it doesn't
Hmm.
matter. And I was just talking to my boyfriend about this. Like I'm tired all the time, right? So like even though we're recording earlier today, I'm
Hmm.
still tired. But even when we normally record and it's later, I'm still tired. So, I just can't even use that as an excuse anymore because it just is what it is.
Listen, if you're tired, you're tired. But you know what? We really haven't had like a good amount of sunlight. We're just finally starting to get more sunny weather and
True.
warmth. So I think it's just we're lacking vitamin D because I've been feeling tired. I know I've had like things going on too to make me tired,
Yeah.
but and also I work indoors, so I'm really not outside like I need to be.
Mhm.
But I am just gonna say it's the lack of sunlight, the lack of vitamin D. It's just the life has been sucked out of us, and we need some rejuvenations.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, and I need to get back in the gym too because I feel like that definitely helps
Mm.
with your energy levels.
No, you're not kidding. I need to get back into working out myself. I do a few things here and there,
Mhm.
and then, like, I look good for a good minute, but then
Mhm.
it's like I don't keep up with it. My boyfriend's like, "Ooh, your butt is looking extra juicy." Ooh," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I worked out." And he's like, "Well, what you been doing? Keep it up." And I'm like, "I'm tired."
I know.
Like,
It's hard.
you get one workout out of me in a week, and that's about it. So,
Mhm.
but anywho, I think it's a good week to follow up on some weekly tea. So, some of these latest current events and news that have been going on. I do want to kick it off with just a reflection because I know it's not current so much anymore. It's a more of an older topic, but the submarine situation.
Yes, submersible.
Yeah.
Satan.
So, that situation is what it was or is. And I feel two ways about it, and I'm just gonna say that some of them jokes are pretty funny for some of the stuff I've seen, but I
Horrible.
feel like our society is just wrong for that
Hell
because
yeah.
it's literally death and everyone's making jokes out of it. And I get it. That's how a lot of us get through things. You and I have even mentioned, like we're trying to be more lighthearted, but
Yeah.
this is not personal to a lot of people. And there are just so many jokes about the situation. And I just find it kind of sad that that's what today's times are really about.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna act like I didn't laugh at the jokes because, like I just said, some of them were funny. But it's just like, damn, like so many jokes came about from that situation.
Yeah, no, I'd be
And
pissed if that was my family and I saw that shit, like, I'd be commenting on everything, like, "What
oh
the fuck?"
yeah, yeah, no, I'd be hot, but it's just I don't know. I just wanted to say, like, I just think it's kind of crazy that that's what today's times are like,
Yeah.
where it's just ranking on situations that are not truly laughable. But, um, yeah, so that's just what that is. I just wanted to share that reflection on that because it's just kind of crazy that these people died and there are so many jokes about it.
Yeah. No, the whole thing is
Yikes.
just, like, wild, though, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's so many things that can be said from this
Hmm.
guy getting money from tourists to go see the Titanic when, like, he didn't really need or want the money well, he needed the money to, like, fund his, like, project and, like, research and,
Hmm.
like, whatever, but it had nothing to do with, like, giving people an experience and whatever, it was just
Hmm.
to, like, perfect his craft and The fact that, like,
Yeah.
he was doing these things, like, outside of the book and, like, and I understand, like, there's a twist to it, right? Because, like, the geniuses in the world who create, like, airplanes and, like, all these things that are, like, monumental,
Mhm.
like, you need that little bit of, like, crazy and, like, defying, regulations and whatever to, like, make
Mhm.
those things happen. So, like, I kind of like, I understand it from, like, that perspective, but then also, like, don't take innocent people down there with you until the craft is perfected, you know? Like, if you
Right.
wanna do it with, like, test dummies or just do it with yourself, like, don't put other
Mhm.
people in harm's way.
Right.
Even though it was successful, like, 10 other times or whatever, like,
Mhm.
it just
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, it's wild. And then, of course, they mentioned it was on The Simpsons, and The Simpsons always have something on their
Oh, yeah,
show
that's
that happens in real life, and
is
I guess
that do you even know if that's real? Have you fact checked any of these things? I know I haven't, but I'm
that's why
like,
I said
there's no way.
supposedly.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's just there's always some stuff, some weird stuff going on, and crazier things have happened, I guess, right? So,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
yeah, I just wanted to touch on
wild.
that real quick. I know it's not super current, but we all seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's not because they just actually started picking up some of the pieces, from the bottom of the ocean, so
Mhm.
to
And our
see
poor ocean, just polluted. Our oceans are
Jesus,
just polluted.
that's what you're worried about.
Listen,
Okay.
listen. But anyway, so on another topic that I also find a bit interesting
Uh-oh, what
is lab meat being
oh,
served in restaurants.
this
So
sounds disgusting.
I again, I don't even really eat meat. I'll kill some seafood, I'll tear it up. Um, but like lab meat chicken grown from stem cells is quite an interesting concept of, being served in restaurants and such. And we're not the first country to do it. I've seen that Singapore was actually the first, we're the second, supposedly. But
Makes me wanna gag.
yeah, like when I was eating more meats like chicken and beef,
Mhm.
I would so much rather that come from the actual animal rather than just the cells, which it's, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just, I feel like you can't really believe anything anymore because even when you look at produce, right? Because I always go back to
Oh,
produce about
yeah, you and your
something.
produce.
Yes, but it's important because we need it and it's fresh. It's supposed to be fresh. But you look at produce, seedless watermelon.
Mhm.
Think about your life growing up. When you were eating watermelon, you always had to be worried about not eating the black seeds. And I'm going to take this even further back to my one of my favorite childhood shows, The Rugrats. Chucky ate the black seed and he was afraid a watermelon was going to grow in his tummy, right? Eat a watermelon now. Go to the grocery store. Look at the watermelons.
Yeah.
On the sign, it's going to say seedless. Watermelons, very rarely you will find with the seeds still.
Yeah, and it's really hard, and if there is, like the past couple of watermelons I've gotten, there's been, like, 1 seed, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
And
Like,
it's
weird.
crazy
Yeah,
because then if you don't have the seeds from the fruits, you can't grow the
exactly.
fruit. So now we're limited on our produce.
Mhm.
And it's just like, so what are we actually eating? Right?
Who
Because
knows, yeah, how are they being grown, like, where are they coming from?
right, because then you look at this stem cell chicken that's served in restaurants now.
Oh, I guess that's
Where
true.
the hell is my produce coming from? Right. And then
Yeah.
organic, it's not really organic. My man and my dad's fiance and I, we were all talking about like produce because she has this lovely garden
Mhm.
and she's all into gardening.
Yeah.
And she's like, organic. Yeah. Organic just means that you have this big ass crop of produce. One side is sprayed, the side next to it is not sprayed. The not sprayed side is organic, but whatever shit blows from the sprayed side still touches the organic,
Yeah, I don't really
you
buy the
know?
whole organic thing, it's, like, overpriced for, like, no reason.
It is overpriced, but I will tell you because I go back and forth in between buying it. I'm not going to act like I don't.
Mhm.
There you can taste differences a lot of the times, but it nothing beats your own fresh garden.
Right.
And like my dad's fiance says, she knows what's in that garden because she's growing it.
Yeah.
But so it just makes me think with the lab meat and produce with no seeds in it anymore. Like what the hell are we really eating
True.
anyways?
Yeah.
If you haven't grown it yourself, you really don't know what you're eating.
No, you really don't, and yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of, like, insane, and that's why, like, for me, like, I don't really pay too much attention to it because I feel like once
Mhm.
you go down that rabbit hole, like, it's one hell of a rabbit hole to get yourself into. Because like,
Mhm.
then you start to look at literally, like, everything. Like, one of my friends is going through this phase right now to where she is, like, researching every ingredient for, like, everything, and
Oh
she's like,
goodness.
"Do you know, like, how disgusting these things are?" and whatever. There's actually an app, I forget what it was called, that she told me about that, like, you can, like, put in, like, the product and, like, it'll tell
Oh
you, like,
lord.
everything that's, like, toxic about it and, like, all this
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like,
Everything is toxic.
yeah,
Everything is super toxic.
yeah, you can't, like, find something that's, like, hasn't been touched or, like, is truly, like, fresh and organic and
No,
whatever.
that's very true.
Yeah, so
It's
it's
so
wild.
crazy. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna become a vegan or anything like that. I think for one, just putting a label on how I eat is just a bit too much for me.
Yeah.
But um yeah, I'm trying to keep produce at the forefront of my diet. But
Mm, yeah, I'm
I
gonna
tell
call
you
you the
what,
produce queen.
you call me the produce queen. But I tell you what, this lab meat, whatever it is not going to be a part of my diet. I refuse. So yeah, I
I'll
just thought
pass.
that was kind of crazy, and I'm just wondering how others feel about it. Or are folks like more excited? I haven't really done a lot of research looking into this
Mm,
and seeing if there are actually any benefits to it. Um,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say that it's all bad, but I'm gonna say it's not for me.
Oh, man, yeah, I don't know. There's
Yeah,
a
I'll take a
lot of
hard pass.
weird things going on in the world these days.
Right. Like, and why is the air quality so bad? Just curious. Like, it's
I
just,
don't know, these
you
damn
know.
wildfires.
Seriously. I don't know. Today's times are just crazy. Like it just makes you think back to being a kid and we didn't have to worry about any of these things because our minds were just worrying about playing outside and having a good time.
Right.
And it just makes being an adult so hard because the air quality is bad and lab meat and eggs are 10 damn dollars a dozen. And it's just what
Yeah.
is life right now? Can we just get a little bit of fun? Can we just get some sunshine and some good
We can't even get
weather?
that. Like,
Right.
the hell? This is, like, the weirdest summer so far. I don't know, I'm not here for it.
Right. It's just what okay, it's 2023. What is going on? Have we not been through enough these past few years?
I know, it's a weird time.
God damn.
It's
Man.
even a
It,
weirder time when
mm,
Florida has to go ahead and pass some new interesting laws that I will just state, but, leave up for your own interpretations.
okay.
They did a number of them, but there's kinda, like, 3 of them that I wanted to, like, pinpoint because I feel like they are very relevant in a lot of things that are going on in the world right now. So,
Okay.
one of them is actually they decided to make it a, um I'm paraphrasing here, so don't, like,
Okay.
butcher me, but it's now, I'll say it's against the law to use a restroom that is opposite of your assigned sex at birth.
Mm,
Which we know is a big thing because there's a lot of places that, do allow those things, but if you're in Florida, it is now against the law starting, July 1st, so
okay.
be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that they just passed is they are banning colleges and universities from being able to promote anything diversity, equality, like inclusion,
Mm,
which I find very interesting because that covers so many different topics.
yeah.
So I feel like it makes it really difficult to be able to do that, and it's like, I'm pretty sure each college, like, each job has, like, their own EEO, the Equal
Correct.
Employment Opportunity,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
office, and it kinda just, like, wipes out that whole department.
It
Like,
really does. It
it just
really, really does.
yeah.
And it's and I understand, there are I'm not gonna say new. levels of discrimination, but there are newer kinds of discrimination against
Mhm.
people. But when you look back at, I want to call the OGs of discrimination, like race and religion,
Yeah.
that's still big today. That's not gone.
Right.
It's still a thing, and it seems like as long as mankind is around, that's always going to be a thing.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely. So, I'm curious to see how that's gonna go into play, and if you're banning it in
hmm
colleges, like, I don't know, why not, like, everywhere, like, workplaces and stuff? So, I don't know. That was a little
yeah,
interesting to me.
yeah. But I mean, don't stop them short. There's always still time for them to apply it to many other areas.
That is very true.
They start in one, right? And it spreads like Canadian wildfire.
Yeah. I'm not playing with you. Um,
I
and then the
know. So
last one that I wanted to bring up, which is to me is very concerning.
hmm
But I'm also not surprised that it's Florida because
it's Florida.
yeah.
We love y'all, Florida. Maybe love y'all weather.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. But so they have officially made it legal to where people can buy a gun without a permit. So, normally when you get, like, a permit, you have to, like, take a test, you have to go through you have to, like, study something
Fingerprinting,
or be aware
state
of
police. Yes.
yeah, you have to do a little more than just walking into a store and, like, buying a pair of socks, right? Like,
hmm
so the fact that now they're no longer requiring a permit is very concerning because, you know, another thing that we kinda wanted to touch base on, right, is this Susan lady. Um,
Susan Lorencic, or
yeah.
whatever her name is, Lawrence's.
So now people can just, like, buy all these guns and, like, I don't know all the gun laws and, like, whatever, how they
hmm
work things down there, but, like, now anyone pretty much at the age of 18 can just walk into a store and buy a gun, no strings attached, no nothing, and meanwhile, we're worried about the Susans of the world and these mass shooters and, like, all these kinds of
hmm
things, and now you're just putting more guns in people's hands without
Yeah.
anything, like, does this now mean that
It's
they don't even need background checks or anything like that? Like, what the hell?
it's just crazy because it just makes you think back to Texas, right? Where that
Yeah.
boy shot up that school,
Mhm.
and people are permitted in doing dumb shit. And now it's just here,
Yeah, it's
come
wild.
in, like you said, like buying a pair of socks. Um it is just allowing more opportunity for craziness in today's times, and we really don't have the room for it, and a
No.
lot of us really don't have the energy for it. It's just like, I don't have the energy for another headline of some dumb thing happening because someone had too much free will
Mhm.
and doesn't know how to handle it. And not that I
Exactly.
don't think people shouldn't have free will. We definitely should have free will. We need more freedom as a people.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have a lot of freedoms. We are very conformed to 9 to 5s and living a specific lifestyle, and children live 9 to 5s. They go to school within a specific time frame. Like we all
Yeah.
are living within these restraints, and to now just give the crazies even more opportunity to be crazy, I don't find to be a great idea.
No, and no offense to Florida, but, like, y'all have the craziest people out there, like
Florida man, yeah, like that's a common title for their news headlines.
Yes.
Florida man.
Like, the craziest shit, including, like,
mhm.
guns and just, like, whatever, like, goes down in Florida. Like, why are
Mhm.
we putting more guns in these people's hands? Like
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm not against the whole like gun having a gun type of thing, but the way they're going about it is just so like, I guess I wish I did more research into understand why this was like, what were the pros to to
'cause
this
it's
law
Florida,
being
they don't wanna
passed.
have to go through it. Like, I'm sure permits require they require some time, they require
Mhm.
I'm assuming taking a
Processing
test,
and
they take
yeah.
money,
Mhm.
and they just probably I don't know, there's enough people out there that just don't wanna have to go through all that kinda shit, and
Yeah.
for me personally, I'm not the greatest gun fan,
Mhm.
but I do still believe that, like, if you're gonna have a gun, you need to go through some kind of background check or some
Right.
kind of extra added layers and steps in order to be able to get these weapons that can kill
Right.
people, like
Hell, people need to go through background checks to have children. Shit.
Well,
Damn a gun.
that too. That's a whole nother that's
Need
a
background
whole
checks for
nother
everything
conversation.
nowadays. Don't start taking lists off. Don't start chopping things down on what people don't need background checks for. No, we need to build that list up. People need more background checks.
Well,
There's not
yeah,
enough going around.
that is
Oh
true.
my gosh.
That's factual, but
Right. But it goes right in hand though, like you said with that Susan situation. They said that she's not charged because there's insufficient information or insufficient
like evidence.
evidence, yeah. And
Wild.
it shot the woman. Like you shot
Yeah.
the woman. You shot and
For
killed her.
being at your door with
For
her
being
child. Yeah. Like, yeah, she was gonna cause harm to you. Yeah.
case one. How many more to come after this now with the same type of situation?
Girl, who knows? It'll be interesting because now all hell's gonna break loose down there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just anyone know another country I can move to?
I might go to Portugal. Fuck that.
Girl, we finna go to Panama because this ain't it.
No, not at all.
This ain't it.
Well, you
Oh
gotta
my
be careful.
gosh.
I
Every
actually
country has their thing.
watched another story that said that Panama has the now it's officially the most deadliest beaches in the world.
I don't need to go to the beach. I do like the beach, but I don't
So
need to go to the beach.
there was like 10 people I think died in the past like month or something from riptides.
God damn. How's Costa Rica? I heard Costa Rica's nice.
That I don't know.
Japan, Africa, anywhere, please.
Maybe, yeah.
Someone just, I need to take more trips and I need to get out to different countries because I need to start doing my research. I need to
Mhm.
start getting out
Yeah,
because at
America's
least a
wild.
dual citizenship I'll take somewhere else. So that way, in case shit gets extra hot here because it's already hot, I could just, go to our other home in our other country and pay less money for food. Like, god dang.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy. But you know what? I'm grateful to have the life I live. I know I sound like I'm complaining. I do think our country is crazy as shit. I'm
Oh,
not gonna
it
like
is. I mean, we have a lot of like freedom and there's a lot of good things about living here,
right.
but
But
yeah, that butt is a huge butt.
yeah, big
America
ass,
got a huge butt.
yeah, big ass butt, nasty butt. Ugh,
Oh god.
but but
It's gonna
can't
be
stop saying it.
can make
It
that
no, it's
the title.
wild. It's wild. I'm just and there's always something. So I literally sit here sometimes and think, what's the next crazy thing that's about to happen? Because
Oh, don't ask that.
there's always something next. What do you mean don't ask it? It's just there's always something. Like if it's not a celebrity or if it's not just common folk that had the craziest thing happen, I don't know. You just never know.
Yeah.
We'll always have weekly tea for y'all. Maybe not every week. We'll allow it to compile up and then we'll just throw it at you. Here's some weekly tea.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. There's just so much going on. It's wild.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm grateful to have you, family, friends, the people I have in my lives and able to enjoy. I'm trying to enjoy my people while I can because you just don't know with the
Yeah.
madness. And if any of y'all that I know going to Florida, let me know when you're going to Florida so that way I can make sure to check in on you, make sure you're good because now that they got this bullshit going on, you got to keep tabs.
Yeah, definitely.
Ugh.
So,
Well, what else you got this week for some weekly tea, girl?
I don't know. I don't think I have any other weekly tea, do I? What other weekly tea do I got? I don't think I have anything else.
Mm, yeah, well, that's
Uh,
it for my weekly tea. I'm all
Yeah,
set on this
teed out.
week's tea. You're right. Tea time is over. We have to wrap this up because we can go on and on with how today's times are.
Sure
I'm
could.
sure there is more tea we have missed because, as I said, there's always something. But we'll catch up with y'all next time with the weekly tea. And until the next episode, I hope y'all have a great week. I know this episode drops on a holiday, so I hope you're having a great day as well.
Yes. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.